Hi, hope you're well. Hello, everyone. When were we last on here? Sunday, wasn't it? So Wednesday. Oh, the night's getting worse, as in darker, quicker. Um, Hope you're all okay and everybody's tickly boo. And it's a run to Christmas now, isn't it? You're already seeing the shops are the booze is piling up, and it's like people are starting to shop now for Christmas, aren't they? Hi, Neil. Hope you're well. How are you? Um, the time now is early November, but give it another month, you won't be able to move for beer, will you? Richard, how are you doing? Hi, everyone. That's good, Neil. You take over nice. Everyone's okay. Um, this is the sort of time when people start to think about going for a drink, or start to think about, Christmas is coming up, with the parties, all that sort of thing. Laura, evening, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Um, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to try and stay off the drink. There's a lot going on at the moment in the economy. There's a lot of people losing jobs, and it's getting a bit tighter in households and that sort of thing. And it's not really a good time financially for anybody. And what do people do when there's a problem? They reach for the bottle, don't they? Booze is still pretty cheap. Everyone's got enough money for booze, um, and it's just a question of keeping everyone safe, because you don't want to be going into the situation where you relapse. You see. Hi, Neil. How are you doing? Again, and that's great. 4 months. Well done. Congratulations. You need to be very firm with yourself. Because somebody was asking me the other day, how to stay off. So it's a mindset thing now, isn't it? If you can get sober, you can stay sober, but it's not easy. You've got to have a lot of willpower. You've got to have a reason to be sober. You've got to have something in your life, um, as in you've got to be able to fill in the gap. You see. Thanks, Richard. About the relapse, it's a terrible relapse. That's a killer for most people, relapsing, because it's so sudden. How quick it will trap you again, and that's a real issue. It happens very quickly, even just one or two drinks, and you're back in, and you can't get off it again. And I'll just put this TV out. So that's the problem with relapse. It's not something which is gradual, and you don't go through hangovers really. You just go straight withdrawal. By withdrawal, I mean you start to shake. You can't pick up the glass. You can't pick up anything. You feel terrible. You've got your mind is just so confused by it all. Hi, Sub. Hope you're well. How's it on the boat? Um, and you've got to try and get in your head that you can't drink again if you're a problem drinker. Lots of people try, and lots of people fail. And also, what's the point if you had a history of heavy drinking? Why do you want to go for 1 or 2 pints of a glass of wine with your meal? It's just hope, isn't it? People hope they can be social drinkers again. It's a false hope as well, isn't it? Why would you want to be a drinker? It's just poisonous. It just doesn't seem to register with a lot of people how serious it is. I think that's the thing, because it's available everywhere. People don't think it is a problem. Mark, how many diazepam were you taking before, Steve, and for how long did you take? The last time I took diazepam was 2006. So it's like 20 years ago. I can't remember what I took, how many I took, but it certainly got me off the beer. I took about 5 days, I think, 5 or 7 day course. You get a certain amount, you sort of wean off. You start with like 5 3 times a day, then 4 3 times a day, and so on until you're completely off them. The diazepam is basically, I was told, alcohol in tablets form, and it stops you having seizures. It stopped me having serious withdrawals. That's why I had it. And I had it 3 or 4 times, I think, and then eventually it didn't give me anymore. You have to have a period of sobriety for 8 years. So it's another thing they give out willy nilly, should we say. Is GGT 1200 high? I'm not quite sure on that. 2043, I'm not quite sure on that particular figure. But I could look it up, or maybe have a look on ChatGPT. Benzo usually a 10-day course for the sliding reduction. Well said, yeah. That's your answer there, Mark. Sliding reduction. Hi, Lizzie. Hope you're well. Gamma. So, anybody got any ideas? Is gamma of 1200 high? I'm not sure. Should we look it up? I mean, I don't know what gamma is. Is gamma 1200 high? Anybody else had any problems with gamma? 100 high. I'm not quite sure. Well, I don't know what it should be. Gamma. Oh, such no way. Let's have a quick look about this gamma. Liver enzyme. Oh, it's liver enzyme, but I'm not sure how high it is. Result like gamma 1200 light refers to the enzyme gamma glytamyl. 1200 UL. Yes, that would be very high compared to reference ranges. So yeah, it is high. So it should be 40 to 50. Yours is 1200, so it's very high. So it's obviously liver damage or liver. It's coming up as a problem. Mark, medication is needed to stop the heart stop. It is, yeah, I agree, but you can't get it. Absolutely, acute withdrawal. You do need something, but you can't get it. That's the problem. Lots of people can't get it. And, they're in a bit of a mess because of it. I had to self-medicate, It's just like, wow. I'm going to have to drink to try and taper off, but I couldn't taper off that. I don't know anybody really who's successfully tapered off it, to be fair. Mark, I tried all herbal remedies, but found only antidepressants, and benzos work with exercise. Very important. Yeah, benzos are the best, but they don't like giving them out. They say people get addicted, but I'm not sure about that. Is ultrasound good for ultrasound's good for diagnosis of cirrhosis? Yeah. Dan, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So yeah, if the GABA's high, you must get that checked. Hello, Catherine. Hope you're well. I did a video tonight about the loneliness. Not the loneliness, just being trapped by the bottle. I couldn't get out really, and I was just constantly drinking 24 hours a day just to try and keep on track. To be fair, it wasn't a good place. Mark, food and exercise is pivotal to recovery. Interestingly enough, food and exercise is good. One of the best ways to live a longer and healthier life is to lower chronic stress. If you can lower your stress levels, you've got a very good chance of living longer and a very good chance of everything regenerating again. Because when your stress levels are high, you've got problems, believe you me. And it takes a lot of people down, high stress. Down, one drink is all it takes. Oh, yeah. Just one drink, you're back on the crazy train again, aren't you? As yours one would call it. How much weight did you lose? I went down about 9 stone, I think. So I must have lost about 6, 7 stone altogether. Over a number of years, you just don't eat properly, do you? Laura, it seems counterproductive not to prescribe diazepam. However, the doctors nowadays think that patients will swap one addiction for another. But you can't get it, though, can you? It'd be hard to get it, I imagine. I suppose you can get diazepam from the internet, whether it's the right stuff or not. I'm not sure, Mark, sleep healthy. So sleep healthy food and good physical exercise, definitely. Also, get your stress levels down. One drink is all it takes. Yeah, it's all over after one drink. Because your mind tricks you into thinking, no, you can be a drinker again. But you can't. And it just makes you feel very... you get complacent, don't you? And you think, that's Guinness Zero, but I like Guinness Zero. A cup of coffee after. The thing is that when you get to the point you're drinking all the time, you're daily drinking, you can't just stop. You've got to have something. So I don't know what the doctors actually think we're going to do. Mark, I take antidepressants. Doctor said they are not addictive. I'm in 16 years since I'm sober. That's fair enough. I mean, if they're not addictive. Is diazepam addictive? I'm not sure. Because all I got was the short sessions, as it were, 5-7 days. I mean, I just think basically you can't stop. I can't stop without I cannot stop without some medication. I couldn't. You know what I mean? It's basically a question of trying your best from the doc. I just don't think that you can just stop. Nobody just because they're going to have seizures, aren't you? And you cannot expect somebody who's had 30, 40 years of boozing just to stop and be no problems, But there's definitely been a problem with getting medication. I know that because I speak to a lot of people who have all had problems. Mark, benzos are addictive, but where are you going to get them from? Benzos 30 years ago, Valium and Temazepam. I remember Temazepam being issued to a lot of drug addicts. We used to nick them in central London, The two biggest pharmaceutical addictive drugs more among middle-aged women. Temazepam was, I'm just dropped my phone now. I'm showing you this Gabba thing. Basically, you've got to get off it somehow and stay off it. But the argument about the doctors in the NHS is way above our levels, isn't it? You just got to be mindful of where you are in the game. You can't just stop. You will kill yourself. Oh, they died. It's serious, Samara diazepam volume, same thing. Yeah, I've heard that as well. I'm not a pharmacist, as it were, but I think you know quite a lot about it, don't you? Well, antidepressants are not addictive, at least what doctors told me. Diazepam is very addictive, and withdrawal from it can be used to change alcohol. But it depends how much, so doesn't it? Sean, it does not depend on how much it is. Elliot, currently drinking a 660 ml Estrella. This channel honestly interests me so much. I enjoy booze, but go weeks without it. That's good, Elliot. You got some control, haven't you? You can go weeks without it. Well, I'm just on antidepressants. 16 years, very good full-time job in IT. No negative consequences. Help me relax and give me a bit of extra help. That's good. Anything that's going to help you, anything that's going to make you relax you, anything that's going to make your life better. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make your life worse. You've got to be very positive. Could be positive about life. Being positive has a massive effect on your overall health. Really, when your mind's good, your body will follow suit. If you just sit in the corner and go, "I'm fucking sick of my life," then you will get ill. It's just that's a big thing. The positive mindset's massive. Neil, citalopram is not addictive. And what does that do? What does that do? There's so many different drugs. I don't even know which is which, really. If you heard of Jordan, I've heard of Jordan Peterson. He had a diazepam addiction for a few vids on that. I'll have a look at that. Yeah, he's good, isn't he? I like him. But he just covers a lot of subjects, so doesn't he? A lot of different things. So, has anybody had any addictions with diazepam then? And if you did have, where did you get it from? Because it's not. I've never come across anybody that's been affected by that because I haven't been able to get it. I've been sober 6 years. It was 6 years October, actually, just over. So, antidepressants can be addictive and habit forming, which can result terrible withdrawal symptoms. Right, I see. But I must admit, I got them quite a controlled way from the doctor. And you just get a certain amount. It wasn't a shed full, as it were. So didn't get a lot in one hit. It was just a few. NF, evening, how are you doing? There's no worse withdrawal than alcohol. Yeah, I keep thinking that, man. The alcohol withdrawal was pretty bad. Yankee Zulu, do you miss working in the police? I miss central London. But the job started to change, That's the thing. It started to change. It was getting more civilianized. It was getting top heavy, if that makes sense. And it was becoming less of a blue collar, nick them and put them in the cell job. It was becoming more of social issues, trying to sort of think people out. They've got care plans involved in social services instead of just what the police are there for, was really to protect you. And as law and order force. It changed when they changed the name really from police force to police service, and they started to use prisoners as clients and guests, the police station, all this bollocks, How have you kept sober so long? Keeping different interests. Father died in 2019. Hello, Sheila. Thanks so much for this incredible donation. Super chat. Thanks, Sheila. I hope you're well. Nice to see you. And good evening, all. From Sheila there. And a great contributor to the channel. Thanks again. Hope you're doing okay. Frank Bennett, when were you last in Central London? A few months ago. Elliot, if you could control your alcohol intake, would you still drink? No. But I feel bad now doing when I was 21 because I used to drink then. I used to have hangovers and, wasn't having withdrawals, but I still felt rough after a drink. So I wouldn't bother again. I think that door's closed. The chat was over, the chat was closed. Mark, Steve, did you ever arrest anyone for being drunk and disorderly? Hundreds of people, thousands of people. Thousands over the year. Central London is just a hotbed for that. If you would like to support the channel, then please have a look at the Super Chats button or the Buy Me Coffee link at the top there. The more support we get, the more we can do here. We came on Sunday, and it was quite a lively chat. Wednesday now, so it's Guy Fawkes, isn't it? They're nutters out with fireworks and that sort of thing. Keep your dog safe as well. Jill, Silverstart has changed his channel into a weight loss clinic. Really? He needed to lose a bit of weight, man, didn't he? Mark, I once got arrested for obstructing Garda from doing this, obviously in Ireland. But it's just a bit of it's a good way to nick people. Let's drop the phone again. To nick people. I've got a lot of messages coming through. To nick people for just being drunk, really. Because drunk disorderly people get a bit leery, don't they? It depends what's, if you've got any common sense as a policeman, you think, let them go. If they'll go, normally you get a couple of warnings. It's like, move on, move away. If you don't, you're going to get nicked, and then they push you again, or you push you mentally. Then you've got to put them in this back of the van. Then you spend 4 hours in the cell, and they're off, Frank Brennan, so if you were in Central London a few months ago, then the changes when you were in your primary old bill and near anonymous and for better. Oh, gosh, I often go down there. It's not anything like when I was there. I could go on for hours about the police, but I won't. Massive changes in the way that we police the UK. And the more I go to, I've been to Europe a lot this year with my partner, and the police there, they're totally different. They're all fit, healthy, tooled up. Our lot can hardly bother wondering about, you can't compare, can you? You kind of compare the two. There's no comparison. It's just different worlds. But the police do deal with a lot of public order stuff. But that comes from boozing, doesn't it? People fighting, people shouting, people being aggressive, people stealing things. Did anyone ever drink because of the noisy fucking fireworks? It's like Gaza, yeah. Actually, my daughter just sent me a photograph of the dog in Manchester with ear defenders on. I guess you drink 0% Guinness too. Does this make you crave alcohol? No. I don't have any cravings. I used to drink on just emotion. I used to, when I'd been off for a while, I used to like the taste of it, what it did to me and the buzz and that sort of thing, but I wouldn't go back to it. And if sat in the maternity ward because my daughter's having a baby, well, would never be here if I was drinking. Of course you wouldn't. It's a massive bonus in life being sober, isn't it? It's incredible. Belinda, good morning, Steve. How are you doing in Australia? Wow, what's the weather like there? It's pretty grim here. It's been raining quite a bit, It's always pretty rainy in the UK, but I have to say I had quite a good summer. But certainly, it's not like it is in Australia. So yeah, getting back to that. When I got really ill, a few of us have been really ill here. It's just a vicious cycle of being stuck indoors. Really, you can't get out. You don't feel well. You think you're going to collapse. You think life's not worth living. You do get depressed with that, in the end. And I thought, I'm never going to get better again. Because when you're healthy, you've got nothing to worry about. When you get sick, you've got two things to worry about. whether you'll get better or whether you won't, and so on, And to be healthy and happy is a massive bonus. So what is this with the police culture with the tattoos on the right arms, even the women? I don't know what's going on there. I mean, there was many people used to be able to have tattoos when I joined, was ex-military. Like my dad had a little one on his wrist, but he couldn't see it in uniform. I've seen police with hand tattoos and all. You're right. I don't know what's going on there. I know that the Met's got massive recruitment policy problems and retention because people just join for a few years now. So, Mara, the only time I get cravings is on a hot summer's day, which is like to think the thirst. Yeah, I don't tend to get cravings. I was so ill. I know that if I drank, I'd die. So I can't really compare. There's no cravings. You know what I mean? Sheila, that's what we hope all goes well. Thanks, Sheila. I hope you're well. Yankee Zulu 938. Hi, Sue. What is the worst hangover you've ever had? Coming back from 7 days in Fuerteventura 29 years ago. My daughter was 2, all inclusive. And I'd go work on a Monday in Western Central. Bad news. Vince Tuna. I was 2 months off drink, but I've drunk today. Feel guilty. You've got to get back on the sober trail, Vince. This is how quick it is. It's so easy to get back on it, isn't it? Mark, did you ever get alcohol-induced psychosis? I did think people were outside my house talking about me. I did get paranoid for similar, really, but thanks, Sheila. I'm glad you're doing well. Thanks for your donation. If you want to follow Sheila and support the channel, please drop in a super chat or buy me a coffee. Links on the top there on the right-hand side. The more supporters we get, the bigger we can grow the channel, the more we can do, the more people we can help. Belinda, spring weather, more overcast than usual at the moment. Okay, nice to see. Well, yeah, that's been. It's just been cloudy, yeah, but at least it's not cold. Hayward, howdy, Steve, and everyone in your big house to chat today. Been to the dentist today and feeling rough. Hang with a friend that's sober as well. Good evening. That's good. Keep with the good people. Keep with the sober people. Don't get dragged down. Jojo, I used to think the postman was the Terminator. It's all paranoia, that, I think people are talking about you. Super shedded. I look back, but I look forward more. And I am a realist. Not many people remain so. A majority of people that I have met in recovery over the last 17 years went back. A lot of people do go back. You have to have a very strong reason not to return. Hi, Samantha. Hope you're well, and nice to see you again. And I'll give you a little heart here. And just thinking about Guy Fawkes again. Lots of fireworks, but not madness. Tomorrow, Mark, quite common alcohol-induced psychosis in acute cases of alcoholism. I did get a bit paranoid, I have to say. I think I was just weak generally because I didn't eat properly. Winston, I was so proud of myself for not drinking for 2 months. I don't know what to say. Yeah, as soon as you can, Vince, get back sober because you've been sober for quite a long time. In my books, to be honest with you, I mean, I couldn't even do 2 hours at one point in 2019. So 2 months is quite a long time because some people give up for a day or two and then they're back on it. You must have felt better after that 2 months period. Craven 92. Do you train much now in the gym, Stephen? How you look fit for fair play? Yeah, I do a little bit. Not as much as I should with my partner, but we've joined the gym together now, so we'll get back into it. 3 or 4 times a week is what I say. Maybe twice. But I've had a lot to do. I've been very busy recently. There's a reason. But I like to get back in because once you get back in, it becomes a bit of a habit, doesn't it? And you become used to it. You miss it. Mark, well done. 2 months is good. It is good going, isn't it? Joe, just remember that just because you're paranoid doesn't mean no one's out to get you. That's true. Examana, Vince, the good thing is that you can stop drinking for 2 months, get back on the bike and keep pedaling. Yeah, well said. You've done 2 months sober, so you've got 2 sober months, so don't beat yourself up about it. As long as you can get back, as Savannah said there, on the sober bike, as it were. Mark Neville, when have you drunk last? Over 6 years ago now. thankfully. Ricky, I used to think I was a werewolf and lock myself in a room and drink until I passed out. It affects the mind massively. It certainly affected my mind before my body, as it were. Anxiety was the killer for me. Anxiety was what made me drink more. Anxiety was what made me focus less on life, because I just focused on the anxiety. Made me feel so ill. I had to try and get over it somehow, you know. Jojo, 24 hours sober is the world record. Well, it's good. I couldn't do it for an hour at one point. I was just passing out. On a bed was completely dipped like that because the slats had broken. Horrendous things going on in the flat. It was awful. Worst time of my life. And now I'm having the best time of my life. So it was a big change. When you get sober, your life will take off again. Urban, I am just past 11 months sober, and I'm approaching 1 year with an odd sense of trepidation. Look, you've done 11 years. Sorry, 11 months. You do 11 years. You've cracked it after 11 months. Just don't pick up the first drink. It's quite simple, isn't it, really? Once you're sober, you've only got to do one thing. Right? It's quite easy, isn't it? One thing will save your life, and that's do not touch alcohol. It'll save you £1,000 a month. It'll save your life if you do one thing. It's easy, isn't it? On paper. Kathy, hello everyone. I spent the night in the hospital after falling. The good news is that I was not drunk at the time. Well, that's good. Hope you're well, or getting well anyway. And be careful if you're falling over. Ricky, did you ever drink when you were working? No, I couldn't. It'd be too dangerous. Dennis, I'll see if I'm late. I was busy cooking my spuds. No problem. I know somebody else just had jacket potatoes, actually. Very close friend of mine. Jill, Urban, be careful of self-fulfilling prophecies, mate. I pray you get your year. You will. You get your year. 11 months is too close, not to get a year. Vince, even though today there's no drama after 2 months off it, I know it's only a matter of time before I feel comfy with it and do something stupid. Well, you've got to be aware, be wary of this complacency and the fact you feel you're cured. There is no cure for alcoholism. There's no cure. It's a manageable disease at best. And the only way you'll manage it is if you don't drink. That's it. There's nothing complicated about alcoholism other than if you keep doing it, you'll kill yourself. If you come off it, you'll get better. And the only thing that's going to help you is no drink. So Star thinks there's a cure. Well, he's not right yet, is he? If he knows better than the liver doctors and the people who transplant folk, then well done to him. But he wouldn't be doing a YouTube channel. He'd be saving lives, wouldn't he? No, there is no cure. Because once you're an alcoholic, you've gone over the edge, you see. You're right that he's not right in the head. I don't know the guy. He's probably an all right guy. He's just maybe lost his way a little bit. I mean, alcohol can do that. You can skew your thoughts and make you feel very down. It can do all sorts of things. It's terrible when you go back on it, and the guilt is horrible. I didn't feel guilty. I felt disappointed in myself. But never give up. Yeah, if you're doing this, and if you need a PMA, what's a PMA? If you don't mind me asking. Never quitting. Never give up. Lots of people give up and then years later think, oh, we should have done that. Don't have any regrets. If you are on a sober path and you're feeling better, yes, definitely, Joe, then you've got to keep pushing it. Joe just said that positive mental attitude. Positive mental attitude. If you've got that, you'll live longer, you'll need less care, and you'll live a more fruitful life, won't you? Vince, I'm so disappointed in myself. Don't be. You don't want to start feeling down. Basically, we're allergic to drink. We can't drink. If anybody asks you why you don't drink, just say, it doesn't agree with me. Don't be pressurized by anybody. Because some people will try and get you to drink again. Some people love to see you fail. I've got members of my own family who just like me because I'm well again. When I was ill, they were all around. Oh, fine. How are you doing? No, it'll be all right. Just cut down all that bollocks. Dennis, start treating your body to good foods. This helps a lot. Of course it does, yeah. As Gordon Ramsay's always said, buy the best food you can afford, basically. Post-menopausal alcohol, yeah. So definitely positive mindset is a huge bonus here. Obviously, a bit of exercise, good food, and lower that stress. You've got to lower your stress. Because I think drinking alcohol, hiding the bottles, hiding the bank statements, hiding the fact you're an alcoholic, is probably the most stressful thing I've ever done. Not the job. What happens when you're an alcoholic? Everything else will cave in around you. Your finances, your relationships, if you've got one, your career, yourself, it'll all just self-destruct. And that in itself will cause you huge problems. And then the stress will start and you feel even worse, You just cannot, you cannot fight it. Just manage it, yeah. There's no way you can fight it. Because if you could, we'd all have done it, wouldn't we? And just go back on the source. Just remember that it's a thing that's going to kill you if you don't give it up. Dust yourself down, Vince. Try again. Failing part of the journey, you only get stronger. Yeah, it's a good point. You've only been back a couple of days. KMK, sinking back into it. Alcoholism after 8 years. So that happened to me. Don't do it. Really, please. If you want any help with this, there's a description. There's the link on the description of all the videos, where I do the support thing. And it's helped a lot of people, this one-to-one mentoring I've done. Because I am an alcoholic. I've been down the bottom of every situation you can think of. So KM, text me on that number down here. Stephen Curry, that one there. I'll have a look on the description part, and there's a link in there for help. When people rudely ask me why I don't drink alcohol, I've been saying the line, "It's a personal choice for health." Good one. Have a look at this one, Urban Angst. It's a personal choice for health. Catherine, you're right, Steve. It's not guilt, it's disappointment in yourself. That's all it is. Vince, good luck to you all. I'll be back when I'm sober. Hopefully that's tomorrow. Jamie, Steve, I'm back on the drink mid. I lasted 2 months just about. Jesus. 2 months seems to be about the average, isn't it? We know what to do. There's a description. In the description part of the video, there's a link. My number's on there and everything. Get in touch anybody who needs any help. Samara, failing sobriety is what alcoholics do best. Trust me, if you want sobriety that much, you will get it eventually. You've got to be in it to win it. That's what I meant, never give up. Never quit quitting. Because once you've done it and you've won it, the rhymes, isn't it? Then you will feel a lot better and you'll be able to cope with life. And you I couldn't cope with life as an alcoholic in an active addiction, as it were, Kathy, doctors' attitudes towards alcohol are so wrong. Of course they are. Yeah, I was in hospital last night. They asked about alcohol, and I said I had none before my fall. And they said, use in moderation. Yeah, that's the only drug they say use in moderation. They don't tell you use heroin in moderation. All doctors drink, remember, or most doctors drink. They're just part of society. So they'll have different ideas to us. They don't really, well, they know it's killing people, but they don't know what you feel like, if that makes sense. You've got to remember that. Most medics drink. Most people drink socially. There's nothing wrong with that. Good luck to them if they can have a few drinks. I know heavy drinkers can have a lot of drink, and then they'll not feel like I did the next day. They'll still be able to turn out. They'll be able to go to work. They'll be able to function. They'll have a couple of days off the drink. I couldn't do that. When I had withdrawals, mine was severe, and then I used to have hair of the dog when I was off duty, and all this sort of thing. And I'd fight back, go out to work, and I would moderate a little bit and up and down. You can't moderate it. I've tried for years to moderate it, be a social drinker. It's impossible. No, it's also about hating sickness as much as loving sobriety. Yeah, that's how I keep myself out of that. Fast forward the tape to how ill I'm going to be. Dr. Shipman was a bigger junkie than Sid Vicious. He probably was. A lot of medics take prescription drugs because they've got access, haven't they? I mean, when they do a stock take, there'll be ways and means. getting around it, I'd imagine there's lots of ways to get around it. So about 9 years sober, I went back on the piss. It took me a year to get straight. That was after 15 years ago, sorry. Yes, terrible, isn't it? So quick though, isn't it? The speed at which it takes you down is incredible. But yes, many docs treat you differently if you drink. Of course they do. Still a massive stigma to it, isn't it? Even when you tell people you don't drink, like somebody mentioned earlier, just tell folk you don't drink. They go, "Why can't you drink?" If you told me you didn't like mayonnaise, I wouldn't ask the question. Do you know? Why have you done something wrong? Are you ill? Something happened. Have you been in prison? All this. No, I just don't drink. And to try and get that message across is quite difficult sometimes, isn't it? Because people just don't believe you. It's not a good place to be honest with you. If you want to support the channel, please do. There's a super chat button in there, and also buy me coffee links on the right. And the more support we get, the more we can do. I put some good, I think they're good videos. Some very hard-hitting videos out the last few days, and got a lot of views, a lot of comments. It's worth having a look at the comments. There's a lot of information on the comments section of these videos, and it's really informative because there's a lot of people being at different parts of the alcoholic journey than I have, even as Samara has. A few of us have been really to the bottom of the bottle, close to death. And if you consider it kills 3.5 million people a year worldwide, I don't know what the death rate is in the UK. I know there's close on 30 million problem drinkers in America. I would say about 3 million plus in the UK. I mean, really serious drinkers. Can you imagine the medics sorting all that out? There's no chance. So I don't know what the answer is, to be fair. But the answer for us here is to keep solid, keep in touch with each other, and keep the knowledge flowing, and stay off the booze. And like I said, it's one simple message: do not pick up the first drink. Jojo, there's still a prevailing idea that a man who doesn't drink can't be trusted. Really? Quite ironically, I've never heard that one, but I agree with it in a way. It's because you don't fit the social norm, you see. But I've said to people before in the past, be the exclusive minority. Yeah, why not? You don't drink, so what? I've got friends and people who are mentor and things like that who say, I can't face Christmas without a drink because I'll be judged. Well, fuck that. These people will walk away from you and leave you in a mess. If you drink on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or whatever day, just because you're under pressure, they'll leave you in the gutter. They're not bothered. You've got to remember, look after yourself. Kathy, I was given opioids last night at hospital. I don't think I should take that. Any thoughts? If the doctors know your history, they've told you to take them. I'm not sure on that one. It has to be a medical Kathy on that one to make sure, So, man, unfortunately, doctors are a bit like car mechanics. You get good ones and bad ones. You can always change your GP if you're not happy. That's true. I wish I'd done that in 2014 when I'd relapsed. I got myself some medication. I knew the medication would work. It was so frustrating not getting it, you see. And that's where, there's other people in here who just don't get help. What's the reason? There's too many of us or what? Georgia, steer clear of midazolam and morphine combo. I bet, yeah, God, sounds horrific. I've had morphine when I had a stomach hernia removed because of the drinking. You get so many other things go wrong with your body when you're drinking too much. People with a lot of flu and cold and sniffles and that sort of thing. It's not a good thing at any level of drinking. It has zero benefits. People think, it'll help me sleep, help me relax. It doesn't. It's a very temporary thing. And even that's when you're younger. And I keep putting these big videos out. When you're 40, your body starts to break down a bit. Certainly alcohol. I can drink them 70 or 80. Well, you could do, but you don't have very good quality of life. Because you've got to be fit to face the future. Survival of the fittest is going to get worse with this economy at the moment, So, Kathy, take the medication if it's prescribed. If you experience any side effects, go back straight away to the GP. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. If they said take it, I'm happy for you to take it. Then if you need it, sometimes they give you painkillers and things, don't they? You don't really need them. If you can manage the pain yourself, you're better off not taking things such as painkillers. If it's opioids, I don't know what they're going to do in your case, but you get a lot of she was given them in hospital. She must be out now. Because hospital will only give you medication as and when needed or when they've got it on the script. They don't just give you a load of pills and you take them when you want. So she must be out of hospital if you're given a prescription against them. But certainly be careful with any drugs. If you don't need the painkillers, don't take them. That's what I would say. It's common sense medicine, isn't it? A lot of it. It's like the whole thing is just common sense. If you want to live a bit longer, don't drink as much or don't drink at all. Just keep focused and keep busy and keep fit and get the exercise done and you'll live a better life because you cannot live a good life without alcohol. You think you are initially, but when it all comes on top, things go wrong. They can go wrong very, very quickly. Once your liver starts to fail or your pancreas gets in a mess or your blood pressure's up, you have strokes, heart attacks, accidents, suicides linked to cancers. There's so many different things I've talked about. And all you've got to do is just not drink. And you've got to keep busy during that time. The amount of hours you've got to kill, compared to when you used to drink, you used to go to the boozer, there'll be time in there, then getting back from there, then a few more drinks downstairs in your house or whatever, or at another bar, and then you've got all this period of time when you have to recover. It goes on for days. Mine went on for years in the end because I kept drinking just to try and feel well again. And what you used to be able to bounce back from a day on the drink when you're 25, it takes you weeks sometimes when you're 45, 55, and so on. And there's just no benefit to it. And you've got to think about the financial cost, the cost of mental health, and you just focus on what you're going to benefit. Because a lot of people will go back on it. They'll think, oh, I'm all right now. And like I say, you feel cured. Some people, I did. A couple of times I went back, I thought I feel really good, I feel fit again. And this, that, and the other. Let's just try one. You have one, you think, whoa, that was incredible, that one drink. Went down really well. Let's just try two. Before you know where you are, then you're back drinking, from the neck of a ball. Kenny Orchard, thanks so much for that donation, Kenny. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Keep going, Captain. The WhatsApp group is a massive push for me. Thanks, Kenny. Cheers. If anybody's interested in the WhatsApp group, if you text me on this number, there's a good group of people on there, really, really helpful chats on there. If you want to join the WhatsApp, I'll give you a link. It's helped a lot of people because people on there most of the day and night. Because people often get a question, have a question about drinking. It's in the middle of the night. And you've only got ChatGPT or Google. You haven't got anybody real to ask a question of, Yeah, thanks very much, Kenny. Appreciate that. Makes a massive difference. Said Peter, take the medication, Kathy. Mirtazapine saved me. Okay, that's good advice, I think. Mark, good night, everyone. See you soon, Mark. Hope you have a good evening. Urban, I must admit, a sense of disappointment with most general practitioners. They seem rushed and dismissive, no matter how serious the issue is. Here in Canada, free care isn't always effective. That's a very good point. I mean, if I'd had the money, and parents had the money to go to the rehab, would have gone. The private one, I mean, because there isn't anything here. Yes, there's a very good sense of disappointment. That's what I felt when I went to the doctors. Thanks again, Kenny, for that. I really appreciate that and the endorsement of WhatsApp. If you can get the right medication, you can come off much, much easier. And we're always told by the doctors, don't just stop because you can have seizures. So it's so dangerous just to stop, It's a massive, massive issue with it. So you've got to be positive, got to be focused and find something better than drinking. Something that's going to be more beneficial to you. The willpower and its determination, it's not an easy battle. And there's always going to be temptation to go on the boozer again if you've been a heavy drinker. Because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yesterday's gone, today's today, live for the day. And tomorrow you might have a good day as well. But when you're in the early stages of active addiction, then it'll just get worse. When you're in the early stages of sobriety, things are going to get better. Belinda, hi, morning here. Great start of the day. Well done, Belinda. Totally different times on those, isn't it? Jojo, in the UK, you can get by the receptionist 20 questions. You may miraculously get an appointment. Yeah, I know what you mean. Why are doctors so busy? You used to be able to just go to the doctor, didn't you? We're coming tomorrow morning. Now it's the surgery where I am. There's a recorded message in. We only take appointments, booking appointments on a Tuesday. On a surgeon, ring 99 or some bollocks. So you have to wait till the Tuesday to ring. I mean, it's mental, isn't it? And then it says, "Oh, ring this to the number if it's urgent." You wouldn't be ringing the doctor if it wasn't important, would you? You don't think, "Oh, well, I've got a strained eyebrow, I'll ring the doctor." There's something going to be wrong with you. I mean, a lot of people put off going to the doctor. The doctors must be aware of that. People aren't rushing to go there. So they must know that these people are here for a reason, especially if you're not a regular sort of morning mini hypochondriac. If you just ring up, I've been there for 5 years, there's a problem, isn't it? Speckham had a stressy day today, sat here watching a video drinking six-pack. We all have stressy days, don't we? I mean, it's up to you. It's free world, isn't it? A free society. Thanks for watching. So Peter's doctor's appointments went downhill after lockdown. Really? Okay, I didn't realise that. I wasn't really aware of what went on during lockdown because I was in hospital for 2.5 years on and off. Roger, apparently a lot of GPs now only work part-time. This is one of the reasons why it's difficult to get the appointments, really. Is that because they're so well paid, or it's just a change in policy? Because it used to be, it's 40 years ago, you get a doctor's appointment, no problem, didn't you? You just ring up and say, "Oh, I've got 2 tomorrow, on Thursday night, or Thursday morning, Friday afternoon." Now it's like, "Oh, I'll give you one on the 17th of December. I mean, what's all that about? Who's filling the spaces in between then? Kathy, I was taken to a US hospital in the ambulance. Was offered admission but declined. I hope everyone here as well. Yep, thanks, Kathy. I think we're all okay. Churchill, it's because doctors they're lazy. We have no idea. They can't all be lazy. Daniel, I'll even Steve, long time since I've been on. Hope you and yours are doing good. Agree with what you're saying about the docs. Should put them in charge of security, and get past their receptions. True. More prisoners have been released, haven't they, by mistake? This government, I don't know where they've come from, but I wish they'd disappear. Yeah, I think you might be right. The doctors are not really that interested. I know I just retired recently from the GP. The job was getting too much, basically. Too much paperwork now, too much accountability, too many people suing them, and that's just very litigious now, this society, isn't it? So we are usually well-mannered people and get easily fobbed off by the doctors. We think they know best. That's a good point. We are well-mannered. We go and start shouting, screaming, throwing the chairs around. Stand firm with the doctors, make a scene if you have to. So health at the end of this day. I did try and make a scene, man, when I went back. I was, "Please give me the pill. I need the pills." No chance. So I made another appointment with somebody else. No chance. I was pretty firm. I did push it. In the end, the more started telling me to get out. Digital, exactly, Samara. We put doctors on pedestals when all the legalized pushes. Well, doctors have just read different books to us. So, Kenny Orchard, I'm off now, mate. Take care. We're all in this together. Thanks, Kenny, and thanks for the donation. If anybody else wants to donate, somebody just done it. Oh, Kathy. Thanks, Kathy. It's a fantastic donation. Kathy's 9716. Thanks so much, Kathy. I appreciate you being on here and all your comments and wisdom and stuff. And that donation will help the channel so much. Thanks again. Kenny, we're all in this together. Linda, I have a great GP. Took years to find. That's good if you got a good one. Thanks to everybody who's donated. And a few donations tonight makes a massive difference to keeping the channel going, putting things together, putting the videos together, the lives, keeping things going. Really well done. And, everyone who comes on here keeps this going as well. So you give yourself a pat on the back. If you're still trying to get something, keep pushing because it will come. It's like anything, isn't it? Consistency is the key. If you're consistent with your efforts, consistent with your focus, consistent with your diet, consistent with your exercise, and you have a very positive mindset, because once you're sober, that's all you've got to do. The one thing. Yankees, which city in the UK has the worst drink culture? I know it's heavy in Newcastle. Liverpool. It depends. Well, Glasgow, yeah. Glasgow, I've never been to Glasgow. There's a lot of heavy drinkers up there. It's all over, though, isn't it, really? So I actually got struck off from a doctor's surgery for complaining. Best thing that happened to me, new surgery accident. Well, there you go. Yeah. You've got to, sometimes, though, it's very hard to be pushing and focus when you're ill. Because all you want to do is get out the doctor's now another drink to steady you down. When you're waking up in the morning, you can't hold a cup or a glass of water because you're shaking so much. You're not really that bothered about arguing with doctors. That's the problem. But I understand where you come from, so definitely. Yeah, thanks again, Kathy, for that substance there. Thank you very much for that. Paulo, at what point does habit turn to addiction? Like 4 cans of Stella every night after putting my child to bed. I can't remember the last time I didn't follow this habit. That's not an addiction. That's a bit of a habit. Don't start on 6 and 8. Don't ramp it up. If you're not drinking, you're not going crazy with it. I think you'd be alright, personally. If I stuck to 4, I'd been fine. Jojo, Paula, if you can get away with that, you're blessed. Exactly, Joe. You've just endorsed what I've said there, really. That's fine. You won't have any problems with that. You'll be. You can deal with that. Your body can deal with that. Your mind can deal with that. Your finances can deal with that. You're fine. It's when you're having 8 cans and plus a day out in the pub. That's when you got problems. You've got a child to look after you. You've got responsibility. I don't think 4 cans is a problem. Might give you a bit of a buzz and just relax you a little bit. When you start having more, then you got to look at it again. Danielle, the introduced minimum unit pricing in Scotland in 2028 made no difference at all. Drove more people into poverty. Well, there you go. The rate of shoplifting in this country, people are just going to steal, aren't they? The police don't even turn up now for shoplifters. Unless there's any violence involved in the shops, would say that violent when the police get there's no violence, they just ban them, won't even turn up. So, people will find money for drink. Because an addiction, like they find money for other drugs. I don't like this chorus people keep saying, which is drugs and alcohol, because they're all drugs. When you're drinking an alcoholic, you're a drug addict, for that reason. Because you need it, don't you? You need that drink. You drink anything. Somebody left a comment the other day. They felt so ill, couldn't get the off license, so they drank a load of Baileys. I've never been a spirit drinker, but they were really ill for a few days after. Stomach problems and all sorts. The extremes we go to. I remember I used to go to the bin sometimes and think, I hope there's a little bit drop of beer in the bottom of them bottles. Just have a little tiny bit, emptying the bin out. There's always a little bit of residue, isn't it, in the bottle of beer. Thank God I didn't drink spirits. Urban angst. Here there are plenty of government-funded programs for street drug addicts, but nothing specifically for alcohol dependency. All I found on my own is AA or smart recovery. Yeah, I didn't do it, but it was hard. It was just basically going into hospital to save my life as well. In the end, Jojo, Steve, do you remember Bel Air and milk? No, I don't. I don't know what that is, but didn't sound too clever. There's lots of things you can do for yourself once you get sober. The most dangerous part for me was getting sober and staying sober. Obviously, it's just as difficult in some ways, but when you get the mindset right, you're fine. Something will click in your head and you think, I fancy drink, but if I do drink, I'm going to be the rock bottom. I'm going to be in hospital. I'm going to be ill. I'm going to have care again. I won't be able to. I won't feel free. The biggest bonus of beating it to some degree, having it under control, managing it, is the freedom you get. So don't think you're going to be. You'll never be cured, but you can manage it. And if you manage it properly, you shouldn't have many issues, even if you've got liver disease, as long as you keep everything working. And the only reason you're doing that is for your own health. You can do it with, as I said before, just don't touch alcohol. You can still go for a walk and do all the running and all that. It's not making any difference at all. If you're drinking, you're going to hammer your liver and you're going to be dead. Whether you're in the gym 4 hours a day. JJ, hairspray sprayed into a cup of milk. All these did back in the 60s. Wow. I didn't know about that one. Hairspray sprayed into a cup of milk. Bloody hell. That sounds horrendous. So, strange that They give methadone for home use to heroin addicts, but they won't give a simple course of benzos for alcohol withdrawal. 100%. That's what I think. Well, that's what they did with me. And back in the day, and then they stopped. Just give you a course, 5 days, 7 days, whatever it is, like you say, 10. Such a difference. Daniela, Urban same here. There's pop-up shops in Glasgow if people want to take heroin. Nurses on hand, but so little help with anything drinking related other than tax to drink. There's nothing for alcoholics. Is there? Nothing for alcoholics. The thing is, why isn't there anything for alcoholics? Nobody's asking that question. People just say, "Oh, there's nothing," but why? Why is there nothing? Because there's too many of us, I think. And until that's looked at government level, we're not going to get anywhere. We can ourselves and the young people sober and happy and healthy. But other than that, pretty hard to do. What's that laughing face for? Oh, because of the other thing. They don't give methadone at home. Patient needs to go to chemist to get it. Kathy, Samara, being kicked out of a doctor's office, maybe continent. 3 to 4 times a week sounds more like it. All right. No, not as much as that. They don't give methadone at home. What about other alcoholics whom actively drink put you down? Forget about them. They're going to leave you in a mess, aren't they? You look after yourself. Urban Daniel 4526. Yes, it's curious. Makes me wonder if the government itself is a bit addicted to the tax money. Of course, it is. The tax receipts are huge, aren't they? But you're right. There's somewhere about they give this methadone quite controlled, and it won't do the same for us. If they don't give them methadone, patient needs to go to a chemist to get it. 3 to 4 times a week, Sean. Well, yeah, you've got to get lots of methadone to replace it. So, Kathy, I did rearrange his desk. Poor bloke was scared to death, I bet. Said Peter, no, not at all. Doctors are bad. Not all doctors are bad. They save me. Yeah, of course not. No. If you can get medication, then you're fine. It's just not being able to get the medication. It's the problem, isn't it? If you can't get the medication, you can't, and you need it. Not everyone needs it. You see, some people over egg it, and they don't actually need the medication. But if you do need it, then you've got to be given it. And the only way you can do that is to go to A&E. Even then, people get turned away. Judge, I suppose they just made £12.50 for a pack of 20. Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's big money. Alcohol. It's taxed massively in this country, as everything else is taxed hugely, isn't it? And you wonder why people are in a mess. And more people are drinking than ever now because of all the other issues and social pressures and things. Daniela, Urban 760, profit over someone's health. Wouldn't surprise me, my friend, how increasing the prices of booze helps anyone is beyond me. It helps the government. Do you know that 50 families in the UK have more wealth than half the population of the UK? There's somebody at the top, isn't there, pushing the buttons here. Yeah, I wish I'd been there as well, Kathy, to see the man wreck the bloke's desk. Because it's frustrating if you can't get the right help, isn't it? And you cannot progress. You want to stop. You've got this, mindset correct. You've got your setup correct to stop. And all you need is some medication for 6-7 days, and you can't get it. And it's going to save your life. Weight of general drugs are the third biggest killer, and I don't mean the legal ones. I still think that if medication is given to you correctly and the correct dosage, you make a massive difference, and it will stop you getting ill, won't it? And you'll be a lot better for it. You've got to look at that. The medics have to look at that as well. So I think we've done about an hour there, which has been quite a lovely chat. There's been quite a lot of people on, which is good. We'll reconvene, I think, Friday, but I'll put a post out. Mission hermit. Nothing adds up and makes sense in his life. In this life, everything is futile. Well, that's a good point sometimes, isn't it? Urban Angst. In the US, there was a recent near scandal regarding harm from Tylenol. There's always going to be things come out about medication and pharmaceuticals, isn't it? But that's just the way of the world. We can't change that. All we can do is you've got to look after yourself, look after your health, and I'm here to help you. If you want to drop me a line, if you go on any of the videos, there's a number there, there's an email address and links to everything. And we've got an ebook out as well. And these one-to-ones are proving very helpful for the people. And thanks for everybody who's donated. And thanks for everyone coming on here and your effort you put in. Daniel Lappin. Danielle. It's all the same, isn't it? In the socials, in the circles I throw myself in. However, the oversaturation. Hi, Steve, how are you doing? We're going to wrap it up soon, so I hope you've all had a good chat, and anybody else wants any help, then just get in touch with me, and we'll see if we can sort you out. Danielle, new weekends, yeah, I understand. In the places that we shouldn't go. Next, channel looks like one or instrumental in keeping folks connected. You're not alone. Well, yeah, connections are a massive thing. We should get up to 15,000 subscribers this week. If you know anybody who hasn't subscribed, then please subscribe or get them to subscribe or share the channel as well, because 15,000 is a good number, isn't it? I know it's just a number, but it's quite a motivational number to grow the channel to such a big level. It's incredible, really. In 18 months, it's been good. So I've done it with your help as well. Well, mainly your help. If you didn't have you here, I wouldn't have anybody, would I? There'd be no subscribers. So, thanks very much for everybody coming on. And thanks for your comments. And have a good evening. Have a good day tomorrow. Belinda's just starting the day. Sheila, good night. And thank you very much for that donation. Thanks to everybody who's donated. Thanks to everybody who's put a comment in. Thanks to people who are consistent as well. Jojo, good night. And Danielle Weekends, good night. Thanks to Samara and the other moderators being here. I don't know where a few of the regulars are. Good night, Samantha. I'll speak to you at some point. And we'll see. I don't know what's happened to Cars, but she'll be back. I just didn't put a post that night. I've had a busy day. But I will get onto that and do more regular posts when it's going to be live. But I'm just sticking at the moment, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, the odd one midweek sometimes. See you later, everybody. Zorro, November the 5th fireworks. And oh God, yeah, no Bruzo. Thanks, Paul. Big up, Stephen, with your video. Thanks. Cheers, all, and thanks, Daniel. Samantha, thank you, Steve. Nice to get things off your chest. Thanks for sharing, everyone. Take care. Yeah, it's a good place for everybody to just have a bit of chat, isn't it? There's no judgment here or anything, is it? Like and subscribe, folks. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, like and subscribe and pass it on, because it is useful. It's useful just to refocus, to get back to basics and to, see what's going on and maybe be a little bit accountable, you know what I'm saying? You're coming here, I think we've got about another drink. It's a free country at the end of the day. We can all drink, but some of us choose not to, and that's the best way. And thanks for again. Thanks to Richard. Thanks to Urban Angst and all. And have a quiet night and have a healthy day tomorrow. And I'll speak to you soon. If you need any help, get on to the links and keep in touch. And maybe have a look at the WhatsApp group as well. You're right, James. Filthy booze. Forget about the booze. Focus on yourself, yeah. And let's be positive. Let's be healthy, yeah. Because if you haven't got your health, you're fucking knackered, aren't you? Really, it's as simple as that. You can't do anything. And I've been in a situation where I couldn't do anything. Well, I wasn't well at all, I wasn't well at all, and it's not a very good place to be when you're feeling absolutely horrendous all the time. Anyway, I'll say good night, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye, sir. Bye. The oversaturation. We'll speak to you soon. Observer.